get out of here.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to a new edition of the High Pipe Stream. It is Friday morning here in Helsinki, 11 a.m. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I've been looking forward to getting to spend some time with you guys in the High Pipe editor, building some stuff, answering some questions if you guys have some questions for me. But let's jump right to it here. I'll maybe move this microphone a little bit closer to me so that you can hear me a little bit better. Making Games Live, finally found you. Awesome. Glad you made it. All right, so let's jump right in here. We're going to go into the editor. Boom. Here we are. I've already opened the Hype. So if you didn't see previously, I was streaming on Wednesday a remix of my Hype Dusty Desert Driver. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to save this draft that I'm in here and just remind everybody kind of where we're at. So this Hype is the one that we are remixing. It is a car racing in the desert. We get double music action here. So there we go, and then I hit the tree and explode. You get the idea. We don't need to play the crap out of this one right now. But so the idea was to remix that, and we started that and put it on 2 axes instead of just one. So now we're riding a rocket. It takes a minute here for the stuff to start coming at us, but here we can see. Now we start having some obstacles coming in here, changing out the obstacles. They're pretty... I think we're going to need to increase some speeds and whatnot. But that's where we're at the moment with this particular build. So we're just going to jump into the editor here and continue. And one thing I think I noticed when we were working on this on Wednesday, not last week, just 2 days ago, this particular view, I think, is a little too far behind. We want to maybe be looking down a little bit so that we can see obstacles coming a little bit better. So I'm going to try a slightly different camera angle there and see if it helps with obstacles coming up in the foreground. Because there was one obstacle that we added, which now doesn't seem to be populating. But I noticed when it was coming right at me in the center of the screen, I could barely see it. Which, of course, that's not great. Okay, I think for now this camera angle is a little bit better. So that was the first thing that I had on the itinerary for today. The next thing is making this a tunnel. Um, so what we see here is right now we have total free movement. We could basically go anywhere we want, but these obstacles are going to be coming in a pretty defined area. So we need to keep the player in that area, so we're going to make a giant tunnel. And it's just going to be a big old square, I think, because I have some ideas for kind of how to make it a little more interesting than that. Loka in the house, what up? All right, so let's, I'm back in the editor here. Let's find some pieces we can use to make this tunnel. I think maybe actually the road pieces are going to be good. There we go. Big, simple terrain. This is what I want. Oh, yeah, nice and huge. Awesome. So we're going to move this down a little bit. Let's see. How big is this thing? Oh, it's quite large. Oh, it's really big. Okay. Why is it? Oh, because it's a tile set. It's not one tile. Okay. So I can paint this. All right. That's going to be helpful for the floor and the ceiling, but I also need walls. Is there a... I guess I need to look at tile maps now. I want a big wall tile map. Not rock wall. Wall tile set. Simple. I think this is going to be much smaller bricks, though, than that big one we have. Because the thing with these tile sets is you can't rotate them, as you see here. When I drag that, it doesn't rotate. Build a house in a house to make a battleground. All right. Sounds cool. Let's see. Now that we're back in the editor, too, let's bring this music back so that it's not just silent in here when I'm thinking about something. All right. So I kind of want to use the same object. This tile set would be really handy because I do have to paint it out pretty far. Let's see. I'm going to use the tile set for the floor and the ceiling, and then we'll use something else for the walls. So what do we want here? This is a 4 wide tile set. And it seems like... Is it 5 units wide? Like if I... No. Because this guy's on 0, right? 0... Oh no, he's... Yeah, it's Z, doesn't matter. 0x, that's what we worry about. That's what we care about right now. So, I think what we'll do is we'll just, to make this easier, I just want to get this thing nice and centered. So I'm just going to paint a few more there. So that now we have 5. And now that is the center tile. So I can just set it at 0. And now it's nicely centered. All right. And now we're just going to paint out really far. All the way to the end of the fog. Let's see. How far can we zoom out and still see here? There we go. That's pretty good. Gears. Yeah, I was thinking probably some sort of mechanical looking stuff to go along the walls. I'm not going to, though, make obstacles that move, just to kind of keep it simple. So that if we use gears, they're not going to be spinning gears. They'd be like static gears. All right, so there we go. That's... no, Gunner Dog. That's not what's going down in the hood. Oh, now I can't do that from here. Hold on a second. I need to get my Twitch chat up so that I can do a little bit of moderation here. I'm just going to give you this screen for just one brief second. I want to go to my channel. Give me this chat. Let's pop it out so that I can drag it over here. Oops, and now we got... Where's it playing? Ah, it's playing right there. All right. Let's get rid of this. Boom. And banify this one. Later. Why did it not remove that? There it goes. Yes, did it do it now? There we go. All right. Okay, let's see. Now I can get back to, let's get the screen back here. And we're back. Unfortunately, that reset the chat, but no big deal. Ryan's in the house. What up, Ryan? And then Making Games asks, can you get rid of the fog? You cannot get rid of the fog. The fog is kind of a necessity. You can move the fog to its max settings, and then you get kind of the max view. Like if we go into, it's in this one here, visual world, fog values. If we pull all of these out to the max value, which is 79.9, I think it's actually 80 if you type it in. It'll let you go to 80. And then it kind of pushes the fog as far as it can go. But yeah, you can't get rid of it completely. And that's kind of partially a performance thing, because if you just had a big open world and you could see endlessly, it would be really rough on the performance of games. Visual, you mean where I found that menu? It's in visual materials and then world. And then you have the world colors and the fog settings. All right, now I just want to see how much space this gives us. Quite a bit of space here. Also makes it a little bit easier to see some of the obstacles. Of course, I'm not going to keep these colors. These colors are temporary for now. All right. I would really like to know, though, where I hid that music node, because I can't seem to turn the music off. I don't know where I put it. Yes, technically it's world, because this is the world menu here, and then visual materials, and then world again, and then fog values down here at the bottom. And you can also, of course, change the color of the fog here in the colors. So you have fog color up here. We can make it red, yellow, green, whatever we want. Let's make it kind of purpley for now. Okay. So now I'm going to duplicate this to the top, Let's see, what is the outside edge of this? It's at negative 14, and that would put this one at positive 14. That's weird. These are a weird size. They're not... I would kind of expect them to be 5 by 5, but they seem to be... or are they? No, because you wouldn't get an even number. It would be... I guess these are 6? No. 4. 4 by 4 would be 0, 8. No. Would be 0, and 2, then 6, and then 6 and 8 is 14. So they must be 8. 8 by 8 squares. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to locate stuff in hypes like that. I do believe it is a feature that is on the wish list, along with many other features. So we'll probably get that at some point, but I don't know exactly when that point might be. No, that's still... my math is still wrong there, isn't it? If this was 8, then that would be 4, and 4 would be 8 here. But it's 7. How is it getting... Huh. That's hurting my brain. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Now we're going to copy this because we need another one. Let's bring this back to 0. Let's bring this back to 0. And we're going to raise this up. That was negative 8, so I guess we're going to go to 8 and see how that goes. Let's just try it out here. Ooh, no, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. And also that camera angle makes a clip. That's bad. That's real bad. Alright, so the camera angle, we can't have the camera angle up too much or it's going to clip into the ceiling. But also this needs to be much higher. So let's put this at 14, like the outer wall was there. And now let's paint it out. That's the 0, so we need to paint some on that side and then this way. Okay, that's going all the way to where those guys are. Seems like it. Let's go just one more for good measure. Bloop. And bloop. Okay. Now let's camera reset. Alright, and now let's pull the camera back this way. But we do still want it to be a little bit above this so that we can see. Oh, it can't be too far above though, or it's going to clip in the ceiling. Let's try this. How am I doing the paint? So there's certain objects. This particular object is what we call a tile set. So it's not basically these are each of these squares is not an individual object. They're kind of part of one bigger object. And so with the tile sets, when you have one selected, you can select paint up here, and then you can just paint more of them. You can only do that with certain objects that are designated as tile sets. Ryan, I do not believe currently we have the ability to dynamically change the fog settings. But that would definitely be something that would be nice to have. Okay, let's see how we are here. Okay, well, I hit the ceiling before it clips, well, kind of right as it clips with the camera. So, that's not terrible. Alright, now, we need to do the walls still. Okay, yes. I'm going to not do walls quite yet. I have a few other things I want to do first. Before I start, I realize well, we have some tutorials on YouTube now. It's not complete by far. I do not believe we have any video tutorials for tile sets. There is also the wiki, of course, built in. You can always access the wiki through the help button here. This should have at least some basic information about tile sets. Let's see if it does. We're going to go to the home. And oh, but tile sets aren't in here. No, yeah, I think tile sets is going to be one of those special cases that... Oh, there is a tile map here. What's the tile map page say? Yeah, that's really basic information. That needs to be fleshed out. A lot of those pages need to be fleshed out on the wiki. So bear with us as we continue to build all of these documents. Until all of that stuff is freely available, of course, you can always come here on this stream, ask me questions. You can ask questions in the editor chat. I and a few of my compatriot fellow hype builders are checking that on a regular basis, trying to answer questions. And there's also the Discord, a great place to go to get some help, talk to other creators. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think most likely if you hit the ceiling, you're gonna crash. The streams are not archived on Twitch, but they are saved on YouTube. The stream goes out to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. You know, Twitch limits how long you can save past broadcasts. So we just save them to YouTube, where they get saved automatically. And we do share those. Links. You can find links to past streams on the Discord, as well as here on the wiki. I'm gonna load it up again and check myself, see if it's up to date. I think at least yesterday's stream hasn't been added to the stream VOD list here on the wiki, because we've been doing more streams this week. There's the upcoming stream schedule. There's the link to the YouTube. And then, yeah, I guess we haven't updated this with the streams from this week yet. So I'll probably do that after this stream ends, because that's my job. At least one of many of them. All right, let's get back to this build. So the next thing I want to do is I want to figure out why this guy is bouncing around the way that he is. He shouldn't be doing that. And this is just a hinge joint. So something wonky is going on. And there's also another thing I want to do here. And that is we're going to completely change the way this is moving. Hamu, what up? So I'm going to copy this because I need that model. I don't need a second instance of this, though. We can delete that. And now I'm just going to change this guy to the small ball. I love the small ball. It's great. But I need to scale this. So I need to detach this guy. Let's scale this small ball to maybe not its smallest settings. Let's go to its just default 1. And the reason I want to do this is I want to be able to rotate this rocket. So I'm going to connect the rocket to the small ball the same way the player is connected to it. But first, I just want to check with this. Yeah, I'm really perplexed with this. Why he's floating up and down like that? Because it's a hinge joint. It shouldn't be able to separate like that. Making tutorial videos. There's a few. Hamu, who just said hi there. He makes some tutorials every once in a while. And we got a few guys on TikTok making various videos about making hypes and sharing hypes that have been created, stuff like that. But the bulk of the YouTube tutorials are coming from me at the moment. But Hamu, now that you're here, why is this guy moving when I move? He's connected to this ball with a hinge joint. What if I just get rid of this offset? Would that have something to do with it? No, he's still, like, see how he's kind of like lifting up and down? Like I move up and he lifts up. I move down and he moves down. But he really should only be kind of rotating left to right. Oh, that music though. Oh, it's here. There's the music. Let's just disable this for now. We can bring that back when we're done. What kind of game am I making? It is a kind of a fly a rocket through a tunnel and avoid obstacles game. It's a super rough at the moment. Super, super rough. Okay, so I need here another joint like this. First of all, I can delete some stuff here now, because this now I know I don't need anymore. I was saving it last week, or not. I keep wanting to say last week. It was just 2 days ago. I was saving it in case I needed to use it as reference. But it was much easier to do than I thought it was going to be. So I also don't need either of these anymore. I just need one of those. And I think technically I don't even need this. But it's just kind of still there from previously. All right. So now I want to copy that situation. I think for now we're just going to copy this guy. And all right, so let's do a few things here. This is now, let's put it at -2 just so that we can do some precise movement of things. Now we're going to move this also to -2. Yep, that's where I want it. We're going to gluify those guys. Awesome. Glued up. Now we're going to take this new hinge. I'm not sure which is going to which, so I'm just going to remove both of them. Zoom in here so I can see that little ball. Whoops. Oh, now I got to zoom back out because I deselected my hinge. Okay. All right, we want to connect to the physical. And the other one is going to connect to the physical of that. Now we can take this, move it back to 0. And we're going to need another math operator here because I don't want that to rotate as much. Also, yeah, let's reset this because I do want that rotation to be on the Y. Actually, I kind of need it to be both. I'm going to use 2 hinges for that. Isometric type board games. If you want dice, I'll save this really quickly because dice I've made and you can just take them if you want to use them. I can show you how it works real quick. So if you go onto my profile, scroll down a little bit to this one. So I made this automatic dice roller. You can choose how many you want to throw and it'll throw them out here. It's probably a bit longer than it needs to be, this throwing dice action, but it was just kind of for fun there. And then it counts up your score and it tells you what you rolled. So if you want to use this, you can go in here, ignore all those guys. Let's turn the logic on. Where is, it's all up here. So if you want to take the dice logic, you can, boom, just copy one of these. So just grab that, hold this until it says objects copied, then you can go to your hype, you can throw it in there. And basically what it does is the dice has a raycaster looking out of each side, and that raycaster is looking for the ground. So when it's hitting the ground, it sends the value of the opposite side of the dice. So we can see here that there's a 4. This is pointing out that side, this side here, whoops. And on the other side, we have a 4 there. So when this raycaster that was selected is pointing down, it's sending a value of 4, right? Why is it not showing me the values it's sending? What if we hit it here? Oh, it's just an execute. Okay, my bad. So the values are in these variables. That's why I have all these variables here. So the raycaster executes the variable, which then sends the value to this broadcaster. And then you can put a broadcast listener that can send that value on to anything you want. So if you're doing a board game, you would send that value on to whatever logic you have set up to make the character move however many spaces it's going to move. It was definitely my intention to turn this hype into a board game at some point, but I just haven't had time to work on it. But if you want to use those dice, they're there for you. And there's a couple and they have basically they have the exact same logic, but they'll have a different broadcaster, so you can use multiple dice and get multiple values. It's pretty simple math, but not bad. That one was actually a bit easier to put together than I anticipated it was going to be. Raycasters are pretty handy. Oh, now we have another problem. This guy's tied to the ball and not the rocket, so he's getting pushed out of the rocket. He's kind of like standing on it. Oh, also, why did the rocket not move with the ball? What's going on here now? Whoops, why did I... We need to go to edit here. Play. Why is the rocket not dynamic? It's unmovable. No, it needs to be dynamic. Why would it be unmovable? Oh, because it was... Yeah, because it was copied from the... Whoa, now what is this guy doing? Okay. Alright, we need to fix a few things here. So, logic. This one, we don't want it to be tied to the ball. We want it to be tied to the rocket. Physical. Right? Yeah, that helps a little bit, but we do need to bring back that offset. That was there for a reason. I think that was minus 0.5. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Oh, and suddenly it's not, we're not getting that hop anymore. Nice. Nizzity nice. Okay, so that hop was related to the unmovable object. Okay, now we need to do the rotation for the rocket. So, we need a second one of these. Copy. Let's bring it out here. Oh, we're not going to be able to move that. Poker cards war. Now that's probably going to be some math. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, somebody has made a card game a while ago. Although I may be thinking about something else. But there's certainly card objects. So possible to make some sort of card game. Sorry, I'm fixing my lower back support on my chair here. 1 second. Rock, paper, scissors might not be too hard. Only 3 options. Okay, so the first one's rotating on the Y. The other one we need to be rotating that way. Yes, but I think we might want it to go that way. Let's see what values it gives us. So again, we're going to duplicate this. I think we're move magnitude is what we're looking for. That's going to go to value A. We don't want this to rotate as much as the player. Let's maybe try 8. And then I'm going to send that value not to the variable. We're going to delete that. It's going to go to both the min and the max angles. So we go boom, minimum angle, boom, maximum angle. Oh no, no. All right, I did that all wrong. Let's well, we can keep this, but what we need to change here is this is not move magnitude that we want. We want First, we're just rotating left to right is going to be when it's moving on the x-axis. So we're going to put x here to value A. And then we're going to copy this one. And this one from the joystick is going to get the y-axis value A. And then remove these two. Min angle. Come on, drag that. There we go. Max angle. Let's see if I completely broke it or it doesn't seem to be doing much of anything, or is it? It seems like do I want those numbers to be higher? Is the 8 just not enough of an angle to really see what's happening? Let's see. No, it's definitely not. It's working on the Y, but the X is not rotating. You can clearly see there. Boo, 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 boo. And I think actually maybe we do want this to be the other way. So that when we're going up, it's pointed up. Going down, it's pointed down. Yes. But why is left to right not working? Alright, what did I break in here? This guy, it's enabled. It's getting the min-max angle from this guy. It's enabled. And it's getting the value from the joystick. Should be the X. Yeah, it's getting the X. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah. Would be nice. Maybe a little bit of work for a phone. Oh, you can see here now this paste is flashing because I have this dice. Well, I'm not going to use it, but it was there. Okay. So why is this not rotating? Does this have some limiter on it, maybe? Let's go to physical. Yes, it's limiting angular Y. That's why it wouldn't rotate. Okay, but now it's still not rotating. Alright. Well, I like that at least half of it's working. So it's this one not working. Is it? It should be. It was attached correctly. The limit is on. Yeah. All of that seems right. And the other two are working. So what's up with this one? Is maybe... Let's look at this again. We do want to limit Z movement. We don't want to move on the Z axis. But the angular is free. What about maybe this? Little ball I put in here, does that have some... No, it doesn't even have a physical component. Which actually might be the problem. What if we put this to dynamic? No? All right. What am I missing here? And I mean, the joint is definitely working, because if it wasn't working, the rocket wouldn't be moving with the small ball. So the connections are correct, and the joint is functioning, but for some reason, it doesn't want to give me this rotation. This has kind of got me stumped at the moment. I might, do a barrel roll. All right. How do you make an object follow an object? All right. So since I'm kind of stuck on this at the moment, let's have a little distraction, and let's make kind of like an enemy that will follow you. So we're gonna move away from this height for a second. I'm gonna save this draft. Let's go to in unlisted here. I have this little setup here. So let's make this zombie chase us. All right. So first thing we want to do here is we want a look at component. So we go and we find the look at, which I think is an action. Yes, it's an action there. Let's bring it over here closer to this guy. We could, of course, put this look at, I think, directly into the guy here, but it's a little bit easier to work with if we have it outside so we can see what we're doing. And the target is going to be this homeboy right here. And I think this is already a dynamic object. Yeah. So we should kind of, just with that, we should already, you can see here, he's turning really slowly, but the zombie is turning to look at me. Dead. So what we have here, let's look at the settings to see what we were looking at. It's always executing. Yeah, we want that. We don't need to worry about vector stuff. We do want to affect physics. So right now we have free rotate or local rotate. We want to turn off free rotate because the free rotate allows looking up and down as well as left and right. So it could cause some weird, your enemies or whatever to end up at weird angles if you have a level with like verticality in it. Of course, this is just a flat ground, so we wouldn't have noticed a problem with that, but we might have if the level was different. Okay, so excuse me. So now we got him looking. We can go, there's a few more settings in here we can check. Mainly speed and dampening. We can see he wasn't following super fast. Let's turn up this speed. Let's double the speed here and see what that does. Now he's following us a little more closely. All right, so now the next thing we want to do is I'm just going to do this with a force. There's a different, you could also use a transform or a vector transform. But force, I think, is probably easiest because then you can use the physics of the game world to help you out. You don't have to figure out everything on your own with math, which you might need to do to some extent if you're using transform or vector transform. So our target is going to be the zombie. Boom, it's there. If we put it start and always, if it's on always, we want a much lower value. Let's try like 0.2. We don't want to use local force, yeah, because we have it rotated. No, we do want to use local force, and then we need to rotate this so that it's pointing the direction we want, which is that way. Okay, so now we're using local force. It's always on. So right away, this guy should start to chase us. He's starting to fall over. We can get rid of that in him. We'll do physical, and we'll limit angular on X and Z so that he can only rotate on the Y axis. And now he's kind of chasing us. Boop. Boop. Got him. So, I mean, that's the most basic way you would do this. But yeah, those are the two main ways I would do this. Of course, it depends on exactly how you want your enemy or whatever it is to act. So there's honestly like many different ways you could do that. This is certainly probably the easiest one. And we could probably just go in here. Let's give this guy a walk animation so that he comes walking at us. He is moving pretty fast though, especially if we let him keep going on the same. That's the constant force. So with that, you could, in the force here, you could put that down a little bit. You could also do reset velocity. And now he's, I think, going to move much slower. Yeah, you can see he's moving much slower there. So what happened when we click that reset velocity is basically, with that not clicked, the guy's gaining momentum basically every time. Every frame of the game, the guy's gaining momentum based on that value we had, that 0.2. So he starts off slow, but then if he keeps going the same direction a little while, he starts to really pick up speed. So if you don't want to get that, you go into the force here and you hit reset velocity, and then each time, instead of kind of adding that force value to the momentum that he already has, it's resetting his velocity every single frame so that he's just moving that 0.2 force amount, and then he moves much slower. And then if we want him to move faster, we can go in the force. We can turn this up a little bit. And you can see it's super slow. He's going super slow. So we could probably turn this up a lot. What if we just go full 5 instead of 0.5? There we go. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice constant speed now. Just fast enough that we can get away, turn around, shoot him in the face. Okay, and so I will save this. This draft is also on my profile. You can't find you won't find the single hype, but if you go to let's close that. If you go on my profile here, there's this playlist, example hypes. You can click on that, and then the character plus gun and enemy is in there. You can just take that logic, use it for yourself. All right, now let's get back to this tunnel problem that has been perplexing me. It's making this build go way slower than I had anticipated for today. All right, we'll go back to edit here, and let's give it a play test, just so I can remind myself that this sideways motion is not working for some reason. I cannot figure it out. Let's turn our logic view back on, and let's see. Is there something in here that I don't want? The limit joint we want. Local axis, XI. We don't want it. Collide, no. Motor, no. Offset. They're both going to the physical. The joint is working otherwise. It's just, is there something wrong in this math? Am I not? No? Minimum angle, maximum angle. That should be good. Right, it's the same thing that's working there. Min, max, yep. The on execute shouldn't matter. Grappling gun. That would be... We don't really have any rope physics, so it would be a little stiff, your rope. But you might be able to do that. It sounds complicated, but... maybe a little fun to figure out, too. All right. What do we got here? All right, those forces, those are working. It's just this hinge joint that's not doing what it should be doing. And there's no settings different here, right? None. No, actually, the way this hype is working is this rocket is not actually moving forward at all. It is staying in the same position on the x-axis, or on the z-axis. It's only moving x, which is left to right, and y, which is up to down, and then the obstacles are kind of what's moving, coming at the camera. All right, well, there's one thing I'm just going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and take that. Advanced. It's got the destroyer here. Why is it not destroying? Oh, because the ball is destroying. So we need the rocket to also destroy. So let's on signal received. Rocket on signal received. Destroyer executes. I guess... there's a particle effect there that it's already... let's see. Yes, there's an explosion particle effect. Cool. All right. Well, I think since I can't figure that out at the moment, I am going to just not worry about it for now. I'm going to go back to the other thing I intended to do today, which was mess with this stuff so we can get some more obstacles, some more variety of obstacles into this hype. So one thing I did last time, if you were here, all of these crates were way back where the rider was. I moved them all here to make this a little bit easier so that the containers are closer to the spawners here. It'll make iterating this a little bit easier. I'm going to move these up a little bit higher though. Okay, so we're going to start with the big obstacles. So we've got the rock form left and the rock form right. And I don't want all these rocks anymore. We're going to get rid of those two. We're going to just keep this one. And we're going to replace it with... I want to get the space set. I want this platform. Oh, this platform is now a satellite dish? Or was it always that? I guess that's always what it was. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we need to place this so that we know, whoops, it should be 80, yes. We want to figure out what the Y distance should be on this for it to be touching the ground. And the Y distance is 5.7. So now we're going to find, whoops. Let's rotate this way, yes. Now we're going to find the spawner that's using the rock left. It appears to be this one. Let's see, broadcast listener, rock form left, and that's what we were editing there, right? Rock form left, yes. So we're gonna go this. We wanted the Y to be, what was it, 5.7? Is that right? Yes, okay, 5.7. And then in the vector transform, we want the Y to be 5.7 negative. And so now, but I'm also going to want to change some values in there because I want that to be a real obstacle. Since it's rock form left, they're always going to be spawning on the left here. And it seems like actually I've turned that off. This spawner is not enabled, correct? Okay, so now we have these platforms. Oh, that's right, that spawns a lot because it was the border. So we're going to change a few things about how this particular spawner is working. Oh, I don't do that here. Oh, I forgot. This was probably a poor way to set this up. But all of my logic regarding how quickly these things spawn is back here behind the start. Okay, so which one of these is rock form left? Large rock. No. Is it not being controlled by one of these? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's over here because these were functioning differently than those. And sorry, I'm gonna take a moment here and remind myself how this is working. So, what is this toggle doing? Oh, it's that. Oh, that's right. Okay. So I don't need that anymore at all. Boop. And then these interval can be much higher. Let's say every 5 seconds it sends one of those platforms at you. We'll change this one to 5 as well. But we'll make sure that it sends one right away. So that time offset, we're going to make it 4.9. This was left. Yes. All right. So now we get one, but then it'll be 5 seconds before we get another one. Yep. There it is. Sweet. All right. So there's one obstacle sorted. Now the next thing we want to do here, of course, now I fix that. I gotta zoom all the way back in here. All right, now the random here. So originally this was only going on the side of the screen, but now I want this to be a legit obstacle. So instead of just going between negative numbers, we're going to make it go between, let's say, -10 and +10. Now it will be able to appear pretty much anywhere in the rider's path between those two values. Let's see. Whoops. Don't want to hit the ground like that. That really messed things up, didn't it? I'm going to need some way to show when you're close to the edge like that. Why are they all spawning there? Huh. They all seem, it doesn't seem to be moving. What's going on here? Let's make sure spawner executes the random. Vector, that's working. The random. Why is the random? Can I, let's grab a value inspector here. I want to see what's going on in that random. Oh, I don't get to see what that's outputting. All right, so I need to look at not the random. I need to look at the vector transform. And that's going to be the value x. All right, now let's see. Oops, we need to make this guy executing. All right, now we can see it should be -8.7, -9. Why is it just giving these negative numbers? -9.3. It is changing. It's just not, it's barely moving. -8. -8.32. Why am I not getting any values on the positive side? -8. This was maximum positive 10, minimum's negative 10. That's really weird. Oh, man. All right. All right, Making Games. Thanks for hanging out. We'll check you later. Check out your games as well. All right. This thing just wants to be a pain today, doesn't it? Why do I have 2 broadcast listeners here? Oh, there's a start and there's the rock form. Okay. What if I'm going to go into random here. Let's just seed this out. Let's give it a different seed, because that should give us different values. Of course, the seed is being fed. Let's turn this off. Let's not adjust these seeds yet. Let's disable that. Oops, and then let's go. All right, well, right away there I got a positive number. So it was the seed. I think, oh, but why didn't it spawn one on the positive side when I got the positive number? There's a negative 8. A negative 7. This should be over there, yes. Oops. Oh, I also need to destroy that ball. But anyway, no big deal. I know what we'll do there. Ah, it did. It is there. Okay, so I guess it might be because the seed, I have the seed set up here that is using leaderboard values, but since there's no leaderboard for this yet, it might be messing up the seed. This does have a value in there that it's adding, but the value might just be too low. So let's just make this value higher. Oh no, that's the max value we can get. Let's not make it that high. Okay. And now we can enable this again. Let's see what happens if we do that. Oops, I forgot to check. This is just on start, enabled, yes. Okay, and there we got a 5, so that's going to come pretty close to this side. But it didn't. Where did the 5 go? Now we got all these negatives. Negative 9. Why is it favoring that side so much? And we're starting to get some epic slowdown. This is really bothering me. This seems to be messing it up though, so I'm just gonna disable that for now. I'm really annoyed by this right now. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to move on to the next one and see if we can figure that out later. Might ask some help from my homies at the office. Let's close this up. Alright, now rock form right. What are we going to turn this one into? Let's delete this. Let's delete this. And there was actually an object right away that I was interested in. This guy. Awesome transformer box. It's probably going to be a bit smaller. No big deal. Let's turn it around so that it's going that way. And then again, we're going to bring it down. Whoops, not like that. Rotate and then move. We're going to bring it down to see what the value is. So it's touching the ground is -6. And then we want, I think it's going to be this guy. He's listening to, nope, that's a cactus. This is going to be one of these taller ones. Tree, so this one. Rock form right. All right, it's this guy. So this guy we want to be at -6. And we also want vector transform y -6. So we should start seeing. Did I turn that off? Let's go back to the start. Reset view. We need to go back a little bit more to here. Rock form right is coming. It should be coming every 5 seconds. I think maybe did I also disable that spawner? That might be the case. Yes, that's why it wasn't working. Cool. So there we go, transformer, awesome. Now we don't want it to always come exactly the same as that platform we just made, so let's adjust some time here. We'll have this come every 4 seconds, and we'll give it an offset of 2. So we'll see those transformers a little more frequently. Oh, and it seems to be rotating it? No, it's... So I want to see those doors. So is this spawner using use local transform? So what if we turn this around 180 degrees? This is going to just send those guys in a completely wrong direction. No, there they go. And now we see it correctly. Booyah. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing here with the random. We're going to make it 10 and -10. Actually, let's give this one a little wider breadth. Let's actually go to the 14 there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm also going to duplicate that and put it on the ceiling. So this is Y0, okay, and this is Y, oh, that's because I'm on rotation. I didn't think that was Y0. Y -8, and this is Y -6. So if this is Y14, I guess we're subtracting 2, so it should be 12. So I'm going to take this, we're going to copy, we're going to rotate, and then we're going to place at 12. And then again in here, we want to give it different values in the random so that it's not always in the exact same position as the one that's on the floor. We're going to make this one a little bit tighter. So we'll make it 13 to 13 again, and we'll change the seed there, even though that seems to be doing something wonky. Let's just grab a value inspector. Just want to see what's going on here. Why did it spawn that value inspector back so far? And I want to see vector transform value X. Okay, but I didn't get that at all. No, it's... Aha. This vector transform, this needs to be 12. Right? This is 14. Should be... Yeah, there it is. And it's pointed the right direction. Okay. But it is... it is coming. They're doing the same thing. Why I didn't keep that value inspector. Boom, boom. Now it's giving me a -6. So there should be one spawning on this side. But it didn't. 9, 11, 11, 8, 11, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask somebody about this. This seems like it might be a bug. What if we just redo the random in here? I'm gonna delete this random. Let's just make sure I know it's getting executed. Wait, what is changing the minimum value? This is... Oh! No wonder. Why would it do that? What were you thinking, Shogun? There was a solution to some problem I had when I was making this original hype. So let's just change this to -13. And then, that's kind of... That's... Alright, so... So we can have this be kind of 10 here. And then the advantage to this is, before we start, this stuff always comes. So if we keep that... yeah, see, now it can go. Now it's going all over the place. That side... oh, hey, the scores collection's working again. That was broken yesterday. Or Wednesday. Okay, this is starting to come together. I found one problem. But actually, it should be solving it for the one down there. This one. And then again, in here, this will start at like 10. And then we'll do the same thing over here with this one. That was that platform. This will be... broadcast listener start. We'll give it a value of... what was it? 10 to the maximum. And then when we start, the maximum's only going to be like -8. And that way, when we're sitting in the start screen before we actually start playing, that platform's never going to spawn directly in front of us, thereby making us crash before we even start playing. But now we start playing, that platform, yes, and those boxes, yes, should start going all over the place. All right, I'm glad I figured that one out. That was really annoying me. Okay. Okay. Love it. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, coming together. It's coming together. Got about half an hour left here. I am, though, going to just take a quick break. So I will be right back with y'all in just a few moments. Shouldn't be gone more than a minute or two. So let us continue in just a moment. If you have some questions, get them ready. Happy to answer some more questions. I'll see you in a few. Peace. Helps if I turn the microphone on. We are back. About half an hour left to go in the stream, and we got a question from Manuel here. What's the use of the local and global in the object's transform values? I'm assuming you're talking about these values down here. You have the local, global, camera. Is that the values you're talking about? Let's get an object here so that we can kind of show this more clearly. Let's reset the camera. Will I live stream tomorrow? I think no. This is going to be it for this week. There will be more streams next week, though. And I do try and check in on the editor chat on the Discord. If you got any questions, anything on the weekend. But you know, it is the weekend. Try and spend a little bit of time for myself. Spend a little bit of time with the family. But there will definitely be more streams next week. We're going to be trying out some more times. So I think slightly later in the day for the streams next week. Not by a lot, but, you know, by a couple hours maybe. But if there are specific times that are really nice for you, you know, feel free to let me know, and I will try and see if we can have a stream around those times. All right, so these values. Let's grab an object here. It doesn't really matter too much, but it's nice if it's something where we can see what direction it's pointing. So let's just add this guy. It doesn't really matter. So you can see right now as I got this, and I'm kind of dragging it around with these three handles that are around it. And so this value basically directly affects those handles. So let's say it's easiest to see if this is rotated a little bit. So we'll rotate it about 45 degrees there. And now if we go back, so now we see this is on global. So when this moves, it's still moving kind of left to right. But if we make this local, it's now going to move based on the rotation of the object. So when we pull this slider here, it's not just moving on the global x-axis, it's actually moving on the global x and z-axis. And it's really handy actually for rotation. So say if this was on global and we rotate this right now, the rotation is going to start getting all wonky because it's already rotated on a different axis. But if we set this to local, then when we rotate, we're rotating on that based on the rotation of the object. And then the final one, when we have move, we also have camera, and this is going to move the object based on the view of the camera. So if we turn the camera all around here, we can see these handles kind of stay aligned with our camera view, and then we can move stuff based on camera position. Of course, I think I do have snap to grid on here, so that's changing some stuff too. It's going to be even more noticeable if we go to free movement and we put this on local, because it's not going to be trying to snap to those grids. And there you can see those values. I think they weren't actually changing before because of the snap to grid, but now you can see the X and Z is changing while I drag there. Whereas if this is on global and I drag this, it's going to just be dragging the Z, you know, and the red is going to just be dragging the X. All right, so now let's add some more obstacles here. The next one I'm going to add is, I think, going to be more just for visuals. It's not going to be something you can necessarily crash into. And for that, we're going to use this small rock. So let's show this. This rock we're going to replace with a... I kind of want it to be like a pipe of some kind. Let's see what we get if we select this rock. It is going to have physics though. We'll give it unmovable object physics, but change that to kinematic. And then we're going to go in here quick. Oh, they kind of have these right here. Those are perfect. Is there... Yeah, there's a bend to it too. Alright, cool. So we're going to take... This is going to be the main one. We're going to scale it on the Z here. To the... Maybe not the max scale. That's pretty long. Let's make it 3. And then we're also going to add, not from there, from here. We're going to add this round bit. And that's going to be scaled down because I believe this is 0.5, right? Yep, all 0.5. Position this is at is, let's just make it nice and even so that we can line this stuff up. We'll make it 30, 18, and 80. So we want this one to also be, whoops, negative 30, 18, and then we're going to bring this in. We are going to need to do a little adjustment because the height of these objects is different, so they're not lining up exactly. Here, whoops, nope, we don't want this to stay at 30. It's the Z we want to move here. Are those? That's pretty well lined up. It's a little bit, let's make it a little bit lower. A little bit higher. There we go, that's pretty good. Now we're going to glue that to there. I'm going to take you, we're going to duplicate you. We still want you to be at minus 30. But now we're going to go this way. Rotate that around. All right, and that's glued already? No, I need to glue that. Alright, so now that's all one glued object. Let's bring the camera back around here. Now we want to find a ground again. So we actually kind of know that the ground is around -8. It's probably going to be too low. I'm going to bring this here. Let's see where it starts to stick up. About -7 there. But I think we might have a little bit of a gap. Actually, it's really, if there's a gap there, it's tiny. So we're going to go with that, but we're also going to move this back because we need it to spawn further back than 80. Let's make it spawn at 88. Whoops, 88. Cool. And so now we need the... Whoa, what just happened? We need to find the spawner that's controlling the small rock, which I have a bad feeling I deleted it last time. Why is this... There we go. Broadcast listener plant. Broadcast listener small rock. Alright, I didn't delete it. Okay, so this is coming at -7. So we also want this to be -7. And we want the vector transform to be -7. And we're also going to set this back to -88. And so now Oh, I think I disabled that. Let's, this one here, the spawner is disabled. Yes, let's turn it back on. These spawn fairly frequently, so why am I not seeing any of them? What's going on here, bro? Is this spawner enabled? Yes. Spawner enabled. Set the small rock. Is there something about this object? It's kinematic, yes. Aha! Broadcast listener was not enabled. There we go. And now that gives us like just a nice little more sense of speed and space. We have space in the game world here. Okay, but this is starting to come together. It's definitely, though, let's do a few things here. Let's go back to the start. We want to disable this. This is crash, yes. We want to turn off the joystick when we crash. Activation enabled, off. And then in here, let's find this little blue ball. And we're just going to make it invisible. We don't need to see that. Just gonna do a little optimization there. Yeah, cast shadow, that's all off. What about this one? That's all on. Yeah, we kind of need that on there. Boom, that's working a little bit better. Alright, now I want to do one. I still have quite a few different spawners here that I can replace obstacles in. Obviously, we need to replace the tree. But I want to do one here that's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to hide this. Let's reset our camera position here so we can move a little bit quicker. And let's get this 2x box. Because now what we need here is this box, which was previously always on the ground, we want to be floating in the world. So first we're going to change this model. Somebody has suggested a ring might be a nice object to use for that. on Wednesday. So let's try a ring. Maybe this one. Oh no, let's not do that quite yet. Let's unglue this for a second. Detach the ring. Oops. Let's get so where we can select the ring. Then we rotate the ring. Let's make the color of the ring. Oh man, this is going to be a pain. Let's just move this out of the way for a second. Let's make the color of the ring green, but well, I guess we use this green? No. Why is it green and called yellow? Let's make this like the high pipe green. So I'm gonna go into the world, visual materials, find this green. We're gonna go down here and I'm gonna type in the high pipe green color, which is 1CFF23. There we go. Now that's our ambient color. That's going to be nicer. Let's take this. Before we move it back, let's glue it to there. Did that actually glue? Yes, it did. Okay, now let's move it back to here so that the 2x is right inside of the ring. We need to be at an angle here where we can see from the side. I think this just needs to be -80 though. No, it is back a little bit further than that, isn't it? What about 80.5? There we go. All right, and then also, let's go in the world and do particle effects 2 times trail collect, because this is now a yellow effect with squares. That doesn't make sense now that our pickup is a circle. Before it was a square, so squares kind of made sense. So let's go here. First of all, visual color. It's going to be that green we just set up. It can stay that green. We don't need it to change. The sprite is going to be a ring. Oh, that's the little one. So maybe that sprite should be just some kind of sparks there. And I think we're actually going to do that with the bigger one as well, which is, I believe, effect 4 here. We'll go color, make it the green, and the sprite, we'll make it this one. Yeah, I like that. But we're gonna add one more here. So now we're gonna let's just duplicate effect 4 there. We're gonna make it effect 5. This one is gonna be the ring, but the motion is going to be, we're gonna take away some of this. Should be 0 anyway. This should be, make this 0 as well as this 0. And then the visual again, we're going to go to size, and we're going to make it much bigger. And then fade, we want it to fade out. Probably faster than that. Let's go particle age here. This should be like 0.5. That's starting to be it. We'll even make that a little bit faster. Let's make it 0.4. Let's see what that looks like. Oops, it's going the wrong way. So we need to I guess we need to go down here to the spawner, which is, oh god, we gotta find it. I guess it's gonna be this one. No, that's cactus. Two-time box. Why did it say? That's gotta be it, yeah? It's this one. But this says cactus. Why is the two-time box spawning with the cactus? Is there one that says two-time box? It should be one of these ones that's close to the ground. Two-time spawn. There it is. Huh. But this, what is this one that says two-time spawn? What is the spawner? The spawner's the two-time box. And this one that says cactus, the spawner is the cactus. So why is the arrow going to the two-time box? Alright. No big deal. Figured it out. This is the two-time spawner. Alright, so with the two-time spawner, we're now going to want to add another random, because now both our X and our Y are going to be random, so that the two-time ring can appear in different places in 3D space, not just along the ground. So first of all, our left to right is currently quite small. Let's make that a little bit bigger. We'll make it 6 to 6. And then we will do the same. We'll take another random. Where's my random? Oh, can I really not add another one? Or no, it should. I'm looking in the wrong space. It should be up here in logic. Random. There it is. Okay, and this one is going to go from -6 to +6. And seed, we're just going to put some 6s in there. Float is fine. And that value is going to go to on random value, vector transform value Y. And then the spawner is going to go on object created. On object created, execute that second random. And then one thing I just realized I forgot to do in this random, this connection we do not want to execute. Right? It doesn't execute here either. Oh, it does, but it shouldn't. Well, I'm turning it off there too because that shouldn't be happening. Oh, no, it does need it. No, yeah, the random sends it to the vector transform. The vector transform is executed. We do, okay, we do need both of those to execute. Sorry, I was thinking, yeah. Alright, so this does execute, as does this one. So that the thing actually ends up in the place we want it to end up. And then we need this to rotate I think that's going to be backwards, but let's try. Now let's see. Yeah, it was upside down, but it's working now. All right, so let's do one more. We need to take this and spin it the other way. There we go. Boom. Oh, and I love the effect. It looked good. All right. Let's see where the next one spawns. Oh, holy slow down, Batman. Oh, I missed it. No, I think it's a little while. Those don't come around super often. Oh, I missed it again. It was down there. I didn't even see it. Whoops. Boom. Okay. This is coming together, though. This is coming together. I think, though, this is where we're going to call it for today. So let's go ahead and let's take a new screenshot here. Thumbnail. Oh, that's a terrible thumbnail. Let's restart that. Let's just wait till there's some non-tree objects. There we go. Thumbnail. Boom. All right, we got a fresh thumbnail. We're going to save this draft. Come back to it next week. So we have not posted a schedule for next week yet, but we will be streaming similar to this week, probably 3 days. Thursday stream is always the same. Thursday stream, 5 p.m. here in Helsinki. The other streams we will do next week will be at some various times. We're kind of testing out different times. So keep an eye on the Discord, on the wiki. In the editor chat, we will be posting information about next week's stream schedule as soon as we have it set in stone. Until then, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope that you build all the things you want to build, and if you need help, please do ask questions in the editor chat, on the Discord, wherever you can find people that might help you, like myself. Till then, hope you guys have a great weekend. I think I said that already, but I'm going to say it again. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's beautiful weather here in Helsinki. I'm so happy to have it. But I'm also looking forward to next time I get to sit down and build some hypes with you guys. Until then, peace.